far away, Yola, and so I'm sitting in for him. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Citizen Jones. Of course, you know, today on the program, let's say that INEC writes Inspector General of Police. What are they demanding? That Adamawa Rex immediate investigation and prosecution be continued, and promises a resumption of coalition. As a matter of fact, coalition is at an advanced stage as I speak. Binani sues electoral body. Interesting. But I'm hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju, BKO. I greet you.
Good evening, Citizen.
Yeah, and of course, we have Asukwa James sitting in for Mayor Akinpelu. Asukwa, I greet you.
Yeah, good evening, Citizen.
So the team is ready. I hope you are. All right, let's go. You know, at a time like this, the quote of the American film producer and director, Clint Eastwood, you remember him, it comes to mind. He said, crimes against children are the heinous of crimes. That, for me, would be a reason for capital punishment, because children are innocent and need the guidance of an adult. They need the guidance of an adult society. Now, the chilling news is that a suspected kidnapper, Abubakar Abdulaziz, who abducted a 3-year-old child and buried him alive after collecting a miserable 50,000 naira ransom, has been arrested. This crazy story was recorded in Musawa local government area of Katsina State. Jide, do people always get what they deserve in this country?
You know, something similar to this happened. I think early last year.
Yeah, the small girl.
Involving the little girl, the school girl. You know, the man who eventually murdered her was used to the family, and the girl was used to him. He would take the girl to home, take the girl to school. So the little girl had no reason
To suspect anything.
suspect that even the family had no reason to suspect. But he murdered her and pretended that she was still alive, continued to extort money from the family, even long after the girl was gone. So these guys are extremely cold, extremely wicked, and animalistic in their
Mindless.
behavior. Because how do you go kidnap a 3-year-old,
Innocent boy.
buried him alive, and still ensure that you are paid? So this is what has happened. People want to get rich quick without working hard. Get onto the rice field. Work hard. You will make money.
And hard.
You will make money. But everyone thinks that, oh, this kidnapping thing, look, you don't have to sweat, and good money will come your way. That's why we have a big problem on our hands with regards to defeating kidnapping. We've never had it this bad. Kidnapping, not that even in the Second Republic or First Republic that we never had kidnapping.
Yeah.
But you would hardly even hear that kidnapping happened. But in some parts of the country today, every day people get kidnapped.
That has become
Every
a
day
way of
people
life.
get kidnapped. And a lot of them have even stopped armed robbery and have chosen to take to kidnapping. That is the more reason we've got to do our best to defeat kidnapping and banditry. Because the more these guys succeed, the more others get encouraged to get involved in it.
That's it.
And that's not what we want to see. We want bandits and kidnappers to not escape punishment. When they fail to escape punishment, others will take a cue. But a situation in which we don't even get to hear that bandits have been sentenced to death, and a lot of these states, the punishment for kidnapping especially when it results to death, is kidnapping, some life imprisonment. But we do not see anyone punished.
Yeah.
Or that it doesn't get reported. So even look at the case of that little girl that was killed. Governor Ganduje said, I will be eager to sign the death warrant.
Yeah.
He said, up to now, nothing has. Why should they take? They will have a prima facie case already. Why should it take so long? These are the things that enable these guys. These are the things that encourage these guys to continue to kill people in this manner.
Asuko, let's counterbalance what Jide said with the fact that accused man or woman is entitled to a defense.
Yes, he's entitled to that. Is if you have the legal tools, in terms of defending yourself and all that. And because the thing is, it's getting out of hand. This kidnapping thing is getting out of. It's now becoming a big business. People will always tell you that, oh, they are going into kidnapping. The ones that have been arrested will tell you because there's no job. No job. When you have a graduate and a graduate is telling you he cannot use his hands, cannot use his brain for him to be able to, fend for himself. It's a lie. That is why you went to school, for you to be able to use your brain and your hands to make money for yourself. Not kidnapping.
Look at the picture.
But even this one is more, I can't even describe it. It's wickedness. This is someone that they are supposed to arrest, and I don't want to use bad words. Wicked. How can you bury a 3-year-old
for just 50,000 naira?
150,000. He demanded 800,000, and then they negotiated to 150. Yet you could not keep the poor boy alive.
Burying
alive.
Alive, I beg.
So we have a very huge problem in our hands, because if we do not find solution to this, it will keep growing.
And in setting agenda for the incoming administration, I dare think that the next president will do two major things: damage control and damage reduction.
Because for me, it has got to come up with the right strategies to fix insecurity in our country.
Yeah.
Insecurity is the biggest problem facing our country, because even when we say we want the economy reflated, how do you drive production when farmers who contribute the greatest, who make the greatest contribution to our GDP, cannot go to their farms freely? They will tell you that you must pay some money before you can have access to your farm to harvest. And it is during harvest time that they harass people. So many people have abandoned their fields. Many farmers have abandoned their farms. They can't go in the major food production belts of our country, the Northwest.
And you're wondering where all this is coming from.
We know that where you allow fester without confronting it head-on and finding the right methods to defeat it, it will only expand. So with the scope of criminality has expanded in our country. This is what you see.
And you get the impression we have lost our humanity completely.
Yes. A lot of them can't even, they're not prepared to listen to it. There was something I said here, that I have a friend who was in government, who was the main person that used to negotiate with bandits. And the bandit leader was telling him that, look, it is a coward that believes in God. I'm telling you, it's not fiction. That's what the boy told my friend.
So
that it is the God.
Self-help.
Don't preach God to me. Don't talk about God to me.
Okay.
It is the coward that believes in God. That's what the bandit told him.
All right then.
So you can see why they are so wicked. They
mindless.
They love them. They are not Muslim. They are not Christian. They are enemies. So deceiving yourself that, oh, these are Muslims, you can preach to them, or that they won't do wicked things during fasting. That's because you assume that they are Muslim. They are not.
Okay. Let's move on. Yeah. As we say, the debate will continue. All right, to our next story. You know, fighting organized crime must be as organized as the crime itself. Nailing criminals has become a tall order in my country, your country, because of impunity. News just reaching us say that area boys in Port Harcourt, River State, have attacked NDLA officials over the arrest of a suspected dealer, a drug dealer. The drug dealer, his name is Izu Iswofia, a.k.a. 50, is still being haunted by the NDLA operatives as I speak. Is it necessarily true that society prepares the crime while the criminal commits it?
You know, the one thing, when I read this story, I was just laughing because I know the NDLA has been doing a tremendous work so far in trying to nip this all these crimes, you know, in the bud. So far, they've been, you know, doing their work diligently. When I mean diligently, I mean it, you know, with all sense of responsibility. I know the number of criminals they've been arresting, police in the airports, and for this, it was more like organized for them to attack the NDLA. These officers, when they go for raid, go to states like Ondo, that's most of the so-called what we call weed is normal, it's cannabis. You know, they attack them, they kill some of them, and so this is one of such. And for a state like Rivers, that I know that sometimes they have gangs in different streets and different neighborhoods. You know, I wasn't too surprised, but it's just that the person, the culprit himself, who they actually wanted to arrest, is now on the run. You know, but they need to arrest him.
Here he was already handcuffed.
Yes, even if they are, we are talking about
Rivers. They were pushing him to their car.
Yes, we are talking about Rivers. You know, and so just like you said, sometimes we are the ones that are enabling the crime. So we usually say it's government. Everything is. Look at ourselves. The society, who makes up the society? It is the people.
Yeah.
So when crimes are being committed, we usually push it to government. Oh, government has not given us job. Oh, government has not done this. What of you? What are you to better the society? It's just like when there's a traffic light and somebody
asks you to stop. But
somebody would know that after there is a red light, there's a green light that is showing in another place. And that person is going to move. And then the next thing you hear, wow, the person will say, oh, I was in a hurry. Who told you to move? So it is we that we are always causing. So they have arrested this guy, and then people in the community are the ones that are saying, no, you cannot arrest. And nobody can stop them because these are gangs. We just finished a topic now, and that topic is
related.
Because if we do not start to prosecute people for doing wrong, this thing will keep festering and keep increasing, and at the end of the day, it will go out. They are trying. If we now look at the number of NDLA officials that we have compared to the number of drugs that are outside. And when I mean drugs, I mean all kinds of things are drugs now in Citizen. All kinds of things. I can't even name them anymore.
I hope Jide remembers Mburu Mary. That came like a child's play.
Still there.
And it's still there.
Yes.
You know, the problem for us is that cannabis, Nigeria is the #1 producer and consumer of cannabis in the world. Unlike these other drugs that we're talking about, cocaine,
loud,
heroin,
and so on,
and the rest of them, they do not produce them here. They are just, this place is just like transit point for them. But cannabis sativa is produced here. And some Nigerians are actually proud to grow
To
cannabis.
grow it like normal.
And the other day they were trying to bamboozle the National Assembly to allow legal cultivation of cannabis in the name of cannabis being useful for treatment of all kinds of things and all that. And
that we can make so much money, more than in crude oil, with cannabis.
Of course, that's a lie.
Oh boy!
You cannot, by growing cannabis and selling it, you are not going to make the kind of money that you make from crude oil. That's a lie now. Nigeria is not even. We are not even meeting our target. If OPEC gives us 1.8 million barrels per day target, and we are doing about 1.2, so
there's a shortfall.
There's a shortfall there. More we will have made if we were actually meeting our target. There was a time that we were doing 2.2 million barrels a day. And there was a time that it came down to about 400 at the peak of the Niger Delta militant agitation. So there's a lot of money that can come from crude oil sales and all that. So let no one disturb us or lie to us that cannabis cultivation will make so much money to even rival oil. So countries of the world are doing their best to stop the rate at which illicit drug use is destroying their youth. America even took its own to a dizzying level by going to arrest the president of a country because of his involvement in drug business. Yes. They went in 1989, December 1989, they went to pick him up. He went to hide inside the Vatican. But they still made sure that they got hold of him and took him to America to face trial. That is the president of a country. Because they could see that he had soiled his hands in drug business. America also went after Pablo Escobar. Because at a point, Escobar's army was even stronger than the army of his country. And they could not defeat him. You know? So the drug cartels have to be taken on and defeated. Otherwise, illicit drug will continue to destroy our young people and even our old people. Because our people are old and they still do not see anything wrong in consumption of these illicit drugs.
Exactly.
I've told the story of a man that I was told until his own son is already snoring. Because he's not sure that the boy will not kill him. There are all kinds of cases like that the FDA tries his best to solve, including rehabilitation of people, junkies and the rest of them. So this is the extent to which drug use has destroyed our country. Insecurity is worsened by the rampant use of illicit drugs. I can tell you that if some people can't have access to these illicit drugs, they will just behave like normal people, like the rest of us. But the moment they consume illicit drug, they feel like killing people. A human being as big, somebody as big as Big Show will look like a tiny ant in front of him. So he has no regard. All he wants to do is just take that person's life. And you see some of them, even when you encounter some of these young people, no regard for you.
All right.
So it's something we have to defeat, this drug addiction, and we have everything that government needs to do to encourage the NDLA. The other day we heard that they were building a barracks for them. Because they are killing a lot of the operatives. A lot of these things don't get read in the newspapers.
But reported,
these barons are going after and killing the operatives.
All right.
So, but if they are in a barrack, at least they are protected. They have some protection in their barracks.
So, but what is key here is punishing wrongdoing appropriately.
Our country needs to get better at that. A lot of people get sentenced to death, but they don't kill them. The same people, the same governors who can send thugs to go and kill just because they want to win an election, they are too cowardly to sign death warrant. No, I'm not going to sign that. No, I don't want to sign.
Soil my hand.
But you can tell your thugs That's the height of hypocrisy.
All right, Judy, let's the debate goes on. Let's move to our next story. You know, the health of the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, is as demanding as it is critical to the followers of the confined DSS detainee. Now, the lawyer of the IPOB leader, Aloy Ejimako, has raised the alarm over his principal's health. Ejimako drew attention to his client's continued detention after a court had ordered his release from detention. Kanu is said to be suffering from a profuse nose bleeding with a TB patient recently transferred to his cell block. The lawyer, Mr. President, order his release from detention. Discretion is still the better part of valor.
Yes, we've been on this thing for some time, and sometimes you don't even know the whole truth. We don't know when the truth is being garnished and exaggerated. We don't know. We have no access to Kanu in his detention facility to know what exactly the situation is. But what we must not allow to happen is for anything, any negative thing, including death, to happen to Kanu in detention. They must give him the best doctor to attend to him, because the judge permitted him to have access to members of his family, to have access to his doctors. So, doctors that he wants. And he should also be allowed to eat what he wants. Because I've had complaints that, they rejected their food and all that, he preferred to eat something else. He's it's like prisoner of conscience. Or, as a prisoner, his own level is higher than others. Of course, the mere fact of him being taken to DSS facility, detention facility, rather than Kuje prison that he preferred, should explain to you that he is a special detainee. You know? So in that case, whatever needs to be done must be done to protect him and ensure that he's in good health while he's facing his trial. You know? You know that at least this person, nothing untoward will happen to him. Let him have access to his doctors. Let him have access to members of his family. Let him be able to eat what he wants to eat in prison. Nothing must happen to him. We have suggested that, look, some cases you look for political solution.
Yeah.
But the government of the day is not interested in that. Maybe the incoming administration will take a look at that, because I remember that Shuaju, during one of his campaigns in the East, said he will negotiate with the people who are making trouble in the Southeast. He said that specifically. And in saying that, I want to believe that whatever efforts we are making to achieve peace in the Southeast, Kanu. Otherwise, we are just wasting our time.
Asuko, you know, we are talking about a political solution. It should not be out of the question. This is crunch time for us.
Yeah.
Crunch time.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe for those who have incarcerated him, they should know that he still holds, even in detention, he still has influence in the Southeast. You know, there are so many people who still respect him, and they are hoping and even praying for him to come back. And they don't want a situation whereby he will come back the way that we are all not thinking. We just don't want to pray for. You understand? Because if he needs the best Medicare at this period, I think the federal government should do everything possible to ensure that he gets it. To stay in the best place, they should do the same thing. we have I don't want to call it a crisis, but the way the country is after this election is making it look as if some people don't want the country to remain one. You understand? So, and we don't want a situation whereby because of one man's, because of one man, we begin to have another crisis on our hands. So, what we should just do and appeal to the government is let them make sure that he gets everything that he needs. Yeah. We need him alive. Just like Jide said, I know that all the presidential candidates, they mentioned, okay, fine, we are going to see how we can negotiate, we can talk to him and bring peace in the Southeast. He is one of the people that everybody needs to be a part, to sit on the round table and talk about peace in the Southeast.
Yeah, Jide, we'll go on a break very, very shortly. But you remember Samuel Ekpa's distractions came in the course of his being detained. And so dealing with his matter in record time is important here.
It's important. And, the killings in the Southeast have gone out of complete control. Even IPOP will give instruction, they will not carry it out. IPOP has said no more sit at home on Mondays, except on days that Nnamdi Kanu is brought to court. But it's still being enforced every Monday. So it's like the way of life now for people not to go out on Monday, for banks or schools to get shut.
And school children?
Yes, and businesses are being transferred to neighboring states. Akwa Ibom, for example, is benefiting from the fact that the Igbo man cannot open his container on Mondays anymore, because that's the day they usually open their containers. So they are diverting business to neighboring states. Look at a state like Delta, Asaba. Asaba is just a spitting distance to Onitsha. Yeah. But people are even sending their children to school in Asaba. Just because of all these needless killings and maiming of innocent people.
Okay. Jide and Asukwo, it looks like Adamawa is ready for us any moment now. We should take you there, in a manner of speaking, just so we understand what's going on. So, what more do we say? The debate will continue. Ours is just to help mold opinion. And we are talking about Nnamdi Kanu. His case is not one we throw under the desk just for the fun of it. Okay, looks like we are ready to. Let's take you straight to Yola now. Something is happening there of interest. Please come with us.
Let's resume, or they're announcing the winner.
2929. Number of accredited voters. Two 929. Number of accredited voters 16,423. 16423. Scores by the political parties. AA 202. ADC 28 28. ADP 40 40. APC 6,513 6513. ABGA 16 6. APM 303. APP 202. LP 303. NNPP 505. NRM 3535. PDP 9337. 9337. PRP 303. SDP 505. YPP 606. ZLP 101. The total valid votes 15,999. 15999. Rejected votes 399. 399. Total votes cast 16,398. 16398. Now I'm going to read the total of the main gubernatorial election and the supplementary, the summation. Right? Total number of registered voters 876 387. 876 387. Scores by the parties. AA 643. 643. ADC 3024. 3024. ADP 2174. 2. APC 398,788. 398,788. Up 892. 892. APM 606. 606. APP 286. 286. LP 2732. 2732. NNPP 4852. 4852. NRM 1273. 1272. PDP 30,869. 430,861. PRP 1188. 1188. SDP 6,870. 6870. YPP 1,400. 1431. ZLP 200. 200. Total valid votes 853,819. 853,819. Rejected votes 15,287. 15287. Total votes 869,106. 869,106. So these are the results. So I now call on party agents here present to come and... Yes, you come in alphabetical order, please. So we start with AA.
All right, folks, we have returned you to Lagos in a manner of speaking, but that was Yola, and the results, final results announced, but the complete results will be given prominence now. But just before we say anything, may I announce that Mayor Akinpelu has just joined us. Mayor, welcome.
Thank you.
No thanks to traffic. So we end it there. Jide, so the figures have come in.
Yes, just as we expected, some of us expected. The battle has been fought and won, and I knew that Aisha Dahiru Binani will not be able to make up the ground because the governor was already ahead by about 30,000 votes. You and I know that in supplementary elections, the major character of supplementary elections is poor turnout.
Yeah.
And interestingly, even in some of the local governments that Binani won the last time, the governor defeated her there. Talking about Mobi, for example, Mobi North, Mobi South, places where she did very well and won with a huge margin. The governor won this time around.
Okay.
So
because
it
of
never
poor turnout.
So not just when it's poor turnout, everybody's affected. Maybe he worked harder in mobilizing the people, or the people had seen that she will not be able to catch him because it was clear that.
But going to court, what does it hope to achieve?
No, nothing has been achieved because the court declined to entertain her matter. What the judge said was, come back in 3 days and do the matter of jurisdiction before me.
Yeah.
And before the 3 days,
hear you.
Before the 3 days, INEC has already announced as we are seeing now, INEC has announced the winner.
Yeah.
And INEC has written to the IG to arrest and put the reckless President Electoral Commission, the reckless rec, on trial. Investigate and put him on trial. The IG has also removed the Commissioner of Police, Adamawa State, who accompanied the reckless rec to the collation center where he announced the winner of the election midway into the collation of results. They had done 10 local governments. Adamawa has 21 local governments, but one was not involved in the supplementary election. So they were awaiting 10 local governments. When this reckless rec announced that a winner had emerged, how you cannot truncate a process? They've got to, each of the returning officers for the local government must come and present their report. That is the structure. But over everyone's head, you just claim that somebody is the person who won, and you are not going to listen to anybody.
Mayor, and to think that this, our rec, is a barrister at law.
Yes, that's why it's shocking, because how you thought you will have gotten away with this is amazing. Because you can't just wake up and think you can do something like that and get away with it. And Mosso is a barrister. I cannot fathom what would have made him to have done that. Maybe, yes, he must have been induced, but the risk is enormous because you can just come. My own fear now is that he has messed up INEC. You know, he kept putting INEC now in another set of pressure.
Yes, that's it.
And people will say INEC is inefficient. They will not be able to organize a good election. But you see, part of the problem is that there are some characters that Yakubu didn't appoint this guy. It's the same system that appointed him as rec. But he got there now and did something that...
he's working with them.
Yes, did something as if... nobody can explain what he has done because there's no way you could get away with that. He didn't even mention any figures. He just announced that this person has won.
And they told him, well, Baka is about that. You can't. But he was saying, well, he has announced.
But what is most shocking was the commissioner that was beside him. You see, because even we have to also, INEC also has to get their acts together. Telling him to come to Abuja to come and explain is unnecessary. He should have been arrested there and then.
Mayor, let's make some money. You know, we'll go. But please stay. This is a journalist hangout on a Tuesday.
Since I joined this program don't help me. They carry the money, give me. I take join with the money, carry go market. As you see now, my market now come be fine past before. These are asusu that we make. The money now come big fast. I take buy this thing, I feed buy what I am now, buy carry plantain. Before now only carry where they sell. But now I don't buy what I am at. Buy potatoes, cocoyam. And thank federal government. Then may God bless you now. Up, the child don't come.
Are you ready to win big? It's Max Millions.
Give me that money. Pay off bills.
We're giving away 1 million naira to our lucky listeners who win a share of the 1 million naira. Tune in to 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja from 6 a.m. Listen out for the winning song, be the 10th caller, beat the clock, and you could win big with Max Millions.
Right, folks, we return you to Yola. The last figures are about to be reeled out. Watch on.
643. 643. Usman Mohammed. Babangida Umaru. ADP. 2,174. 174. Dahiru Ahmed Aishatu, APC, 396,788, 396,788. Sholi Yahya Abga, 892, 892. Babajo Bello, APM, 606, 606. Adam Abdul Qadir Isa, AP, 286, 286. Mustafa Umar Madawaki, LP, 2,732, 2732. Muhammad Shibadu Saad Tahir, NNPP, 4,852, 4852. Abba Maina Aliyu, NRM, 1,272, 272. Umaru Ahmadu Fintiri, CDP, 430,861, 861. Baba Inna Ibrahim, PRP, 1,188, 1188. Ardo Umar, SDP, 6,870, 6870. Maigana Musa, YPP, 1,431, 1431. Dadu Amron, ZLP, 200, 200. That Umaru Ahmadu Fintiri of PDP, having satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared the winner and returned.
So the results have come in, and gentlemen, are we surprised that incumbent Governor Fintiri has won the...
No surprise. 3 different occasions I predicted that Binane will not win this election. I was in Yola for 9 days, and I conducted my own research. I knew that she would not win the election. Yeah. On 3 different occasions, the people will ask me, I said, no, she won't be elected. I told them, and I said it even on your view, that no, that she will not. Yeah. So it was clear that the governor had an edge. Even going into this
contest,
supplementary election, the governor still had an edge because a good number of the local governments where the rerun would take place were strongholds. It's not easy to overturn
a setting like this.
In the rerun, it's not easy to overturn the margin of victory that the front runner has. We've had a few occasions when it happened in Osun State, in Kanu, but it rarely happens. For example, did the PDP overtake APC in Kebbi? No, it didn't happen. So we knew that this one would end like this.
Okay.
But a wreck was guilty of an aberrant behavior. He wanted to do what amounts to a shipwreck on this election. And I'm happy for one thing. INEC responded promptly. You can abuse INEC the way you want, but you can't deny the fact that INEC responded appropriately and swiftly. I was happy to see my man, Festus, seated beside the arrow. Because the law has to be followed. You have no power to stop his responsibility.
Mayor, personally, emotionally, I was looking forward to a first elected female governor. But the law has to be...
Yeah, I understand that sentiment. Yes, but we want to shatter the glass ceiling, and we want Nigerian women to go forward in the Nigerian
at
politics.
least for once.
Because we've not seen them attain that kind of height. But we cannot put sentiment to it. It's very difficult for Benani to have won that election. Don't forget that apart from that, Fintiri is a sitting governor. That is the state of the presidential candidate of PDP.
But this
we
is
have
not,
to put that into consideration.
Mayor, this is not to say that the figures I have here, 398,788, 398,788 to Fintiri's 430,000. That was not...
It's close, yes. It's close. Yeah. From something, it's close. The woman has done very well. We have to commend her for that. But you see, we cannot say because we want a woman to be governor, first female elected governor, then we will now
not care about how it happens.
It's because what happened was not fair on INEC, because INEC has done relatively well in this supplementary election, and it's not even good for the process. It's not even good. It's not good
for our nation.
It's not good for our nation because we cannot.
And it's not good for APC.
For APC as a party.
Some of the people, what they are saying is, you see, we told you. That's what APC cannot do.
No, it's not good for APC as a party.
What's the meaning of this?
There will be conspiracy theories. People will say, oh, it was planned. The guy cannot do it alone. Maybe INEC will have been involved. Maybe government officials will have been involved. But this is just a rogue wreck who was so irresponsible, and he has to be made example of. He has to face the wrath of the law, and he has to be brought to justice.
Which is what I was going to say. Yeah, Jide, so for once, let's show the world we can punish wrongdoers.
Yes. I understand that he used to work in Bauchi State. He's from Nengi. Maybe Senator Abdul Nengi will be able to tell us some things about him. He does not have the character for the job that they've given him. Now there's something that INEC has done a letter advising the SGF on what to do about this kind of person. The mayor said something about Yakubu having to work with people because it's government that picks these people.
That's it.
No, and some of the people in INEC are irredeemably corrupt.
Corrupt, yes.
They will not follow guidelines. They are just after the money. So now, if we do not make an example out of this guy,
let us punish
wrongdoers.
But where is the guy? I don't think they've seen him.
No.
Yes. We must go. We must go.
It's a good company. Let's also praise the IG for removing the CP who went with him to commit that harakiri.
All right, folks, we must go, but not before thanking Babajide Kolade Otitoju. Calm down.
Nigerian matter, no be to calm down. People, they see me for road, say, when I like as the country they go, don't say make I calm down.
All right. The show ends here, but if you missed any part of it, join us later on at 11 o'clock. And just to underscore that the program returns tomorrow at 5 in the evening. And if you missed anything at all, 11 o'clock later tonight. And also remember that the program is also on, what do you call it now? Expanded. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com, TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones. Good night now. Thank you.